What's going on, Viking family? I'm your hostess with the mostest. Let's raise your glass and toast this. Eddie Stewart back with another podcast, and today we're gonna talk about these cookies that we made. Let's talk about it.
So how was the cookie in the first place?
It was amazing. I've never had such a better cookie in my life until I tried these.
Really?
The
So
cookie tasted like a cookie.
the cookie.
It was cookie.
Now, what make it special? What make it special comparing to the cookie you bought from the store?
It was. See, cookies from the store, Mr. Wayne, they're dry, they're plain, they're simple. Some of them are too soft. Some of them are too like, what's the word? Some of them are too like hard.
Okay.
This one,
okay.
it was just in the middle. It was just right, perfect on that Goldilocks. It was, like not too
Okay.
hard, not too right.
So the moisture is still there.
We gotta edit that out.
Right.
I messed up so bad on my words.
So the moisture is still there because we just literally took it off in the oven,
Yeah,
right?
it was perfect, crisp, and it was perfect. It was perfectly crisp at the on the outer part of the cookie. In the middle, and slowly as you go, it was getting more softer, more gooey. It was perfect.
You know what?
It
that
had a
cook-
perfect buttery taste, perfect salt, perfect texture. Everything about it, 10 out of 10. Mwah, flawless.
I'm
My
glad.
grandma can never compare.
So you know what that cookie remind me of? Macaroon. Have you ever tried macaroon before?
No, I have not.
So macaroon have a very similar texture. The crust is super thin on the outside, but it is crunchy enough, right? But at the same time, inside we have that sweet, but it's not too sweet.
Oh, yeah.
It tastes like macaroon to some extent. So, Gianluca, you say it just tastes like cookies.
Nah, I was just playing with you.
But what aspect of the cookie that you really like?
I like that it was like literally just made, so it was like nice and hot and nice and like it was not that hard to like munch on. Where like you know how he said before.
Does that make a big
Stores.
difference? That's coming out fresh from the oven.
It's nicer
yeah.
to eat, yeah.
Yeah.
More
Especially
enjoyable.
if it's like, it's not too hot, but it's not too cold. It's just that perfect warm temperature where you bite in and it's not
Like
gonna
you
burn
really
your
want
mouth,
that cookie
but it's
where
not
like,
all
you just munch on it and it's
plain
just
and-
like nothing.
Oh, okay.
You
so-
really want that?
Huh?
You really
Well,
want
most cookie you buy from the store is really hard, right?
Yeah, that's why you really want that.
Like,
Don't you want like a nice cookie? like he's
personally,
explaining it?
go to a bakery, go to like a donut shop, go to like whatever, like come here,
So
They were
now you
amazing.
get a chance to take the taste of cookie. Let's talk about the ingredient in the cookie. What makes
Oh.
cookies so unhealthy at the same time, but so delicious at the same time?
The
So
chocolate.
one of the cookies ingredients is the chocolate.
Chocolate.
The chocolate, right?
100%.
You know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
hidden in there that make it really moist and very soft?
What?
The butter.
The butter. Yeah, it had a buttery
butter.
taste. It had a buttery taste, but it wasn't way too strong. It was like perfect.
Right. And when
it's
we
just,
we wrote this out, and when we look at this recipe, we actually modify it so we make it less sweet. And it's,
Oh, really?
yeah. So do you see the difference when you make a cookie perfectly sweet but not too sweet? Because sometimes when you eat a cake, right, it is too sweet.
It's too sweet. Like cake, I'm not really a cake person when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to that because it's like the frosting, like it has to be just right. It's either too rich or it's like too
Mm-hmm.
less. It's either like too sweet, too bitter, and it's like cake by itself. It's moist. It's good. If it's soft, it's
Mm-hmm.
perfect. That's great. The frosting, I feel like frosting kind of kills it.
Okay. So if we look at the recipe by itself, we have reduced the sugar by half. We also keep the butter about the same, but at the same time, what we realize is this: having the cookie coming out from the oven and eat it right away is such a magical moment, right?
Oh yes.
And that's the reason why a lot of people go to the bakery, get the fresh baked cookies. But you are going to go to the bakery, you get to enjoy the bakery at that particular moment.
Oh yes. Yes.
So does it make a big difference in terms of having that smells coming out from the oven and actually because you in third period you get to bake it. The first period did not, and then some of the students from first period they couldn't get a chance to try it because they're prepping for you guys, and having that
What period?
opportunity. Yeah, first period.
Thank you, first period. You guys are goated. Still.
Shout out to Jaylina. Shout out to
Oh
Eileen.
yeah, the two main three
yeah.
prep is Jaylin, Raul, and Eileen.
Shout out to them. I appreciate you all. The cookies are fire.
And then next time they're gonna able to go to the next thing we're gonna do is when we bake during third period, we're gonna bring them to their class, and that's what make it more interesting. So we're gonna figure out.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Collab
Yeah, so
episode.
we're gonna try to do a collab where it's gonna be meaningful for 2 period, right? First
Yeah.
period they prepping, third period bake, but you guys gonna go there and bring it to them personally, have them try it out.
I feel like
And
we should.
one of the biggest mission about this podcast is bring health awareness to our audience, right? And everybody loves
You
cookies.
guys.
Everybody love cookies. And the question is, how do we make cookies? Another story. And we're gonna talk to the first period student who are making the cookie, and they're gonna share how we make the cookie. But for you guys, you get to bake it, right? You get bake it and you get enjoy it. And we talk about how buttery it is, but it's not too buttery. And we talk about how sweet it is, but it's not too sweet, because sometimes when a cookie is too sweet, it doesn't taste like cookie anymore. It just like tastes like a block of sugar, right?
Yes.
But this one is just perfect level of sweetness.
It was the definition of what a cookie should be.
So Gianluca, what is your opinion of the cookies in terms of the look? It doesn't look that great as a cookie, but
No, it does.
it does. It does.
In my opinion, it looks like a pretty perfectly nice cookie.
Now let's talk about the size of the cookie. But the reason why we had to keep the size of the cookie small because of for the efficiency of cooking, right? Because if we make it too big, it wouldn't bake it wouldn't bake fully. So that's the
had-
reason behind it.
I actually have a project in mind that we could do.
Okay.
So I was thinking, what if we do this, right? We get like one of those big bake pans that's like just a big circle.
Mm-hmm.
We make it into one big cookie,
Mm-hmm.
right? One
Okay.
big thick cookie, right?
Mhm.
You ever had crumble cookie?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, like a crumble cookie, right?
Mhm.
Then we do that, but with a brownie.
Mm.
And then-
Okay. Well, our next recipe is gonna be brownie.
So like
So
a
let's do both. Let's
so
do
like a
that,
brookie?
and then we
Whatever
can
it's
like,
called?
yeah.
Brookie?
But then here's the thing: we get ice cream. We put ice cream on top, caramel, drizzle,
that'd be fire.
chocolate sauce, and then we cut it and we serve it, and it's like a cake or a pie.
Oh.
Let me see. Can you bring that up here?
What is that?
No, that's a
That's a Costco
That's a
cookie.
chunk cookie. Can I search something?
Make those. You know,
Search a Pazuki from
does it taste like brownie more than a cookie, or just?
It's just like it's a fusion of both
Yeah, it's a
powers.
bunch of like flavors all together.
Oh yeah.
Do they have chocolate?
Let me see if
chip?
I can find it real quick. Actually.
Probably they should. I haven't tried one in my.
You haven't
knowledge.
tried one?
I see them. I see my friends eat them all the time.
Ooh.
So I'm not really
That
sure.
sounds so unhealthy, but so good at the same time, isn't it?
Live life. Who cares?
You only have one life. Use it. Don't be a square.
Oh, it's with the ice cream.
So that's a brookie. Oh,
with
oh,
the ice
I
cream,
see.
that'd be nice.
Ooh, I see what you mean. So they make the brownie on the bottom and the cookie on top.
Or reversed or whatever. That one I had like one like that at this restaurant. They put ice cream on it. I fell in love. It was heaven. But yeah, my cousin didn't want hers, so she was like, "Oh, do you want it?" I was like, "Yeah." And it was like, even though I was full, it was heaven all over again. It was like you have the cold ice cream, you have the warm cookie
ice
and brownie mixture, not too sweet. It was just perfect.
Very nice.
I think the place was called like Roadhouse or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Roadhouse.
now let's talk about the collaborative aspect of our project, right? First period did a lot of baking. You guys did a lot of cleaning. So how easy was the cleaning process? It was super easy, isn't it? We just go there, we have multiple sinks. What was your experience with collaborating with first period and collaborating with all the students, making sure that this is a smooth project? What was your experience?
It was fun. Honestly, I feel like we could do it where like we can get third period, like all of third period. I mean, not third period. We're third period. All of first period out their class,
Mm-hmm.
and then bring them in here, and then we do like a whole collab episode. We could do a bake off. Who makes better, team first or team third?
Okay.
But team third is gonna come first. You feel me?
Yeah, so basically, it wasn't that difficult, and because we're able to work together as a team. And now talk about how does that develop your skill set wise, in turn able to work together, allocate the responsibility that everybody need to clean up. How was that process?
Cleaning up was fun.
It was fun, right? It wasn't that
Well,
much
honestly,
work.
if I'm being honest, I didn't know the cleaning up process because me, Nick, and shout out to Mr. Langweiser from Sunnymead Middle for eating the cookie and trying it. He said it was amazing.
Oh, really?
And the guy from the attendance,
That random attendance guy.
Oh, really?
yeah.
He was
Oh,
Oh
pretty
wait,
chill.
you were with us. It wasn't me, Nick, and Daniela. I'm thinking of
It
when
was
we went
Eileen
back.
and me.
You, me,
and
you,
Nick and
Eileen, and Nick. Yeah, okay. But basically, long story short, Yeah, I didn't really experience the cleanup because we went to go track down Mr. Peoples.
We kind of did. We went to go like clean up the plates or like
Mm-hmm.
all our. Remember we went to Mr. Wynn's class.
Oh yeah, but that was before like we made the
Oh.
cookies.
So here's another
I thought I was
question.
talking about after.
So here's another question. You know how this is not intent to design a professional cooking show. It's designed to be like an entertaining / cooking
Education.
show. Educational based, right?
Yeah.
So how is that process create this drama, but also at the same time making the experience more meaningful for the audience as well? All right. So how does this experience meaningful for all the audience who's watching the show? More fun rather than just very strict and.
I feel like it's because like, you know, we threw in humor with it. We did like, you know, we had fun with it. You know, we weren't just all like, okay guys, and now you're gonna do this, this and that, and this. Did you know, blah, blah, blah. Like we didn't make it all like super educational, but we also didn't make it not educational. We made it where it was fun, but you're gonna learn something from it.
And at the same time, you guys all know now how to make somewhat of the process of making cookies, right? At least
Oh, yeah.
baking. And does that make you feel more confident in terms of getting baked over time?
I know how to eat a cookie. I never learned anything though.
That's because you were not in first
Yeah,
grade.
exactly. I didn't learn anything,
Yeah,
to be honest.
but eventually
Big
you
boy.
are.
So it wasn't really us. It was.
But
first
were
grade.
you involved in the baking process, Gian?
No, I was just.
I've
looking- I was
made
just
cookies
looking.
before. I've made cookies before, like with my grandma, with sweet old Gam Gam.
Okay.
And I will say this. I feel confident. I feel like I can make like cookies, brownies, all that stuff like by myself.
Nice.
Actually, I take that back. I don't trust myself. I feel like I would get like salmonella poisoning. But at the same time, it's like it's 50-50. It's like I trust, but I don't, you know? Maybe I'll have like, you know, like if I were to make my own cookies, I would have like Angel try it or something.
Well, you know,
Bro, brownies are so good. They take me out of this world.
Brownies are like,
They take
wow.
me
If
out
you
of
put
this world.
ice cream,
You know what I mean?
yeah, if you put ice cream and chocolate sauce on a brownie, bro, it's so unhealthy, but it's
Oh
just
my
like,
goodness.
wow. Especially if it gets like a little soggy from the
Oh,
ice cream.
yeah.
You're like, oh,
now do you like the brownies already just fresh out of the oven and put ice cream on
oh
top?
yeah, oh
Or-
yeah.
Oh really? Okay.
Let the ice cream chill in the freezer for about
I
a
wanted
few
to say
hours.
Something so.
The biggest problem with a lot of cookie doughs is that they pre-make a whole bunch of cookie doughs, right? And they left at the room temperature. And then that allowed the bacteria to duplicate
No good, guys.
exponentially. And that's where the salmonella coming from, you know that? It's not because the eggs has a lot of bacteria at that moment. That's because they pre-make it in a large batch. And then they put it at the room temperature. And then what happened?
That's terrible.
And then it takes time to cook. So that's why the salmonella become a problem. Because
It's actually bad.
People actually pre-make cookie dough and sell it, and at the same time, that's where the
Always chill your cookie dough, even if you're gonna sell it. Get like if you're gonna like walk around and sell cookie dough, at least have like a little ice chest or something and have it in there. I'm gonna tell you why. Stuff like that, and plus, once it gets to room temperature, once things like get old, they grow bacteria and germs.
Exactly.
Chill it. Always chill your cookie dough, even before putting it in the oven. Put it in the fridge or something.
And here's the thing.
smart. Use
and-
your
and
head.
Here's the thing in our classroom, right? When we prep the dough, we bake it right away. So there's
Oh, yeah.
there's no
There's no time. There's no time
Exactly,
for all that to
exactly.
go down.
And of course, we try to create the environment as clean as much as possible. And we only have one particular station in that little thing that where we bake and cook. And so far,
It doesn't go down. That doesn't go down in Flavor Town.
all right. So, any last comment before we end this episode?
Honestly, 10 out of 10 cookies. Mr. Wynn, thank you. To the people that made the
Making it,
cookies,
right?
helped, baked it, prepared it.
Good-ass
Thank you.
cookies.
Gianluca,
I ate a cookie. That's all I know.
thank you for being a certified cookie eater. Big boy. Now that you made your cookies, enjoy the tasty treat, because you deserved it. Well, that's all we have today, friends. Until next time, I'm Eddie, signing off with Esports Cooking.